On ebony wings they cut through the night, trilling, howling, and cackling with delight. Whispers of curses hang in the air as the promise of July steadily creeps near. They gather in droves, the haunting creatures of lore, nails biting wood at Anthrocon's door.
I didn't know that Pittsburgh had these kind of creepy forests. I mean, it's almost like we're in a different world, isn't that right, Phelan?
It is.
Yeah, and honestly, with that horrible video that's like all spooky and stuff like that, I did be a heckin' frightened backstage when they showed me that. But it's all right because we've got all of these friends here that have joined us for this year's 20th edition in Pittsburgh. Welcome one and all to Anthrocon! My name is Ronnie, and I am one of your directors, and I'm also a noodle. And I've been here before for those that have watched our opening ceremonies. And today I'm joined by none other than...
Phelan. I am the vice chairman for Anthrocon.
Aren't you usually like in a lab coat and wear like glasses and have a glass of wine in your hand or something?
I cannot keep up with that, man. That would be Kage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you got a lot shorter. Did the sun make you shrink?
Actually, probably yes.
I think the sun made you shrink a little bit. It's like all that water weight just shrunk down, right? Whew. Actually, I think Kage heard that there was like a buy one, get one deal at like Pizza Parma or something, because, you know, they had a lot of really cool stuff out there. Not to just call them Pizza Parma, but, you know, they got like custom jerseys for us and all that. So if you guys are looking for cool merchandise, the Pittsburgh crowd is going all out for it this year. All out for us this year. So, Phelan, since normally it would be my dear friend Uncle Kage that tells us what this con is all about and what's different about it. What is happening this year? What is the space like?
Oh, we got so many things, Ronnie. First off, who here is at Anthrocon for the first time? Raise your hands.
People here for the first time. Welcome all, welcome all.
Welcome everybody. So if this is your first time here, you found the David Lawrence Convention Center. Congratulations. In addition to this wonderful, wonderful venue, we also have our gaming and other events in the Westin, attached by the Sky Bridge. We do have a few special events that are hosted at outside venues as well. Check the schedule. They will have all the information that you need. Let's see, Kage left me some great notes here about what else he wanted me to remind everybody about, because he normally does this, and he is much better than I am at that. Let's see, you may have noticed that underneath the DLCC, that street there is 10th Street. It goes from Penn Avenue down to Fort Duquesne, and it is closed for the weekend. So if you have walked past those lovely, lovely, very heavy barriers that we have out there, they are securing the road closure, and we will also have Penn Avenue closed for the block party on Saturday.
If I can just cut in real quick, since you're all here, that means that you got through registration. How'd you guys find that this year? Our registration team worked absolutely tirelessly to get you out of that heat and hopefully through those doors and through that line as quickly as possible. So, as Phelan said, there's a lot of stuff that we're trying to improve upon, and we know that many of you are probably staying at hotels far, far away. So, Phelan, what kind of services do we have for attendees to, you know, maybe drop off their bags or their goodies from the dealer's room?
Well, on the 4th floor, if you've been here before, you know that we used to have the pop-up lockers. They were on this side of the building. They will still be on the 4th floor. They'll be on the other side this year. We move things to make things a little bit better for the rest of our logistics. Those lockers are available for rent in addition to our dances tonight. We do have a bag policy for the dances. See the signage posted at the door. If you have a bag that you don't want to take into the dances or is too big to bring in, you are more than welcome to go and use the lockers.
Wow, I mean, there's like so much happening, and I'm sure we're going to hear about events later from one of our other directors, but there's also a pretty big event that's happening in this great country of America, and that's the 4th of July, isn't that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so, what is happening on the 4th that attendees might be interested in?
So many things, Ronnie. The 4th is Saturday. You know what we do on Saturday, traditionally at Anthrocon? The parade. A note about the weather. We are aware that it's very hot. Please, please drink water. Not just on Saturday, the rest of the weekends too. We are going to keep an eye on the weather. If it is too hot, we will make a call about whether or not we can proceed with the parade. We do want people to be safe. If it is unsafe, then unfortunately, we will do what we need to do. But we will make that call later, and we'll communicate if anything changes. After the parade, we have our block party. That will be on Penn Avenue from 10th down to 9th?
10th down to wherever the furries want to wander.
Well, wherever you want to wander. That will be until 10 p.m. on Saturday. At 9:30-ish p.m., I need to go double check the Pittsburgh website, we will have the City of Pittsburgh fireworks. Pittsburgh has my favorite fireworks show. It is a wonderful, wonderful display.
And I've heard that they're doing something extra special given that it's the 250th celebration in Pittsburgh. So one thing to mention is that we have a pretty good viewing spot of those fireworks. Whereabouts in the building, Phelan?
We have multiple locations. The primary spot is the rooftop. The 4th floor rooftop is open until later, after 10 p.m. It will be open for the fireworks. You're more than welcome to go to the rooftop. Please remember, the DLCC is a no smoking environment and is a no drone environment. Please, not on the rooftop either. But go to the rooftop, go look at the fireworks. If the rooftop is full, we do have some places on the 3rd floor as well, or there is many viewing spots throughout the rest of the city.
All right, we have a lot of information. I know that Phelan is, all like hours and areas and stuff like that. And, for especially the first timers, it might be a lot to take in. So I thought that maybe I could give a little bit of, info about where to actually find info. What do you think, Phelan?
That would be great. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So you might have noticed that on the back of your con badges, you've got a bunch of QR codes. You've all been to registration, so you should have a con badge. If you don't, our safety team will find you. But if you have your con badge, on the back of it, you've got a bunch of QR codes. And one of those QR codes goes to our schedule. Our schedule and maps, which are hosted online through Venvi, include the hours of each day, especially the roof and the DLCC doors that are from the street level. So if you're wondering, what time can I be on the roof? What time can I come into the building? What time will I get kicked out of the building? You can find all of that and so much more on the schedule, which again has a lot more to do with events, and we'll have our dear events director come and talk about later. We also have a website. In case you don't know, our website is pretty cool and it's got a lot of information. In particular, it's got hot links right on the front page that lead to different things such as our shuttle schedule, our dealer's room maps, our schedule as mentioned again. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there, and throughout the weekend we'll be continuing to add more information as needed, but your number one stop where you can find all the cool stuff for Anthrocon is our website. We also do post announcements online, so if you follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky or Facebook or Instagram, or you're on Telegram, we do have an announcements channel. All of those are at Anthrocon. If you have the handle at Anthrocon on any of those platforms, you'll be able to find our official announcement channel. At the convention itself, however, if you want to go and, talk to a friendly person, or maybe you've lost something, you can also go to our convention operations room. That's located in room 309, just around the way over there, and you'll be greeted with one of our friendly staff members who will be happy to help you. There's a lot that I'm talking about. Talk about dehydration. So, transportation services, who here actually, took some of that? You guys took that? How did you think about it so far? Thank you very much. I heard one person actually enjoy it. That means I'm wasting all our money. Well, it's okay because it's not my money anyways. Haha, sorry. So, our transportation services will be running all weekend long, and they start at 8 a.m. every day, and they go to 3 a.m. the next day. except for Sunday, after the last dance, we will have them stop at 1 a.m. That transportation service is hosted by Lensner, PTG, and Gray Hair Express, and we have our live shuttle tracking as well as stop information on our website as well. So if you're an Anthrocon attendee, make sure you have your con badge, or, if they see like a 7-foot-tall werewolf, I guess they'll know it's us too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so make sure that you take advantage of that if you're staying elsewhere, or if you want to take other travel, that's up to you. Now, there's also something this year that we kind of put together, which is pretty special, I would say, and it's a good time to do so, being our 20th year in Pittsburgh. We actually have a new archive of all of our old Anthrocon material, all the way from our very first one, which we have now put digitally and also in front of ConOps that's over there. And this digital archive shows pretty much how Anthrocon has evolved to get to this point, from 1997 all the way till now, from our very first convention to having our own Anthrocon Day. Anthrocon Day was yesterday, folks. Did you guys hear about that? So we've come so far, and we feel like it's an awesome time to look back on all of that. You can find some of this at Anthrocon, or archive.anthrocon.org. So make sure you go and check that out, or you can also go look at ConOps for that material. And last but not least, we also are live streaming our main events. So there's probably like a whole bunch of people on the internet listening to talk right now, and that's kind of creepy, if I'm being honest.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit creepy. Hi, Mom. Sorry, I grew up to be this way.
Are you really?
Actually, no, she's been at Anthrocon before. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, there we go.
So, we also are live streaming all of our events in case, you can't be here, unfortunately, or you just are chilling in your hotel room and recovering from the heat. That's going to be at anthrocon.tv, and we're going to have all of our main events and nightly dances streamed on our platforms. Wow. I've been doing a lot of talking, and we've been talking about things to do, things to see, friends to hang out and meet up with. It's almost like there's a whole bunch of events that happen at Anthrocon. So, Phelan, who do you think we should invite up to the stage to talk about these happenings at Anthrocon?
Well, Ronnie, I think the perfect person to invite up on the stage to talk about all of our events would be our events director, Sparf.
Sparf, get on out
Come on
here.
out.
How's everybody doing? Fantastic. I'm going to keep this as brief as possible because we got a ton of content on the schedule this year, and I have to go make sure all of it happens. So, it's our 20th anniversary in Pittsburgh. They mentioned the 20th anniversary right after this opening ceremonies here. We're having a retrospective on that. So I would recommend, if you want to hear about Anthrocon's impact on Pittsburgh and the people in Pittsburgh and on people in our community, stick around for that. That's going to be a really interesting and entertaining show. All of our panels here in the DLCC are located in the 300 block of rooms down the concourse and then on the other side opposite the art show, or up on the 4th floor on either side of the rooftop. Meet and greets are in Hall C for the most part. It's a big, giant, loud area for people to have giant groups and be loud and happy with each other. We have this year in gaming, which is in the Westin Hotel. If you're not familiar with where that is in the Westin, if you go to the elevator bank that is past main events here or to the stairs, it leads you to the Sky Bridge, which takes you across to the Westin Hotel. And if you go past the escalators instead of up or down, you will find gaming. This year, we have, thanks to SavePoint, an arcade setup. We have rhythm games, there is pinball, there is some fighting games. It's a really interesting mix. I would love to have as many people go over there and check it out as possible. We have some board games on theme, especially Twisted Cryptids going on over there. Megacat Studios is back with us again. That is a local Pittsburgh game publisher. They are here with the Indie Game Showcase, also over in gaming. The City Winery is again hosting 4 of our so-called comedians. That is in the Strip District. That is tonight. Doors are opening at 6, show is at 7, and we would like you to go and spend money with them so they keep inviting us back. Floor Wars and the dance competition are this weekend, as always, and are going to be a big hit. Floor Wars is Saturday at 5 p.m., and the dance competition finals are Sunday at 11:30 in this space. Off-site, we are partnering with a local dance battle, Instinct, that is off-site Sunday at 5 p.m., running from 5 to 10. The address for that is on Venvy, and if you can't find it there, please let us know in ConOps and events. We'll get you the information. That's going to be a lot of fun. Those are some really intense dance battles. And we have tomorrow here at 12:30 the Anthrocon Jazz Big Band. We have a lot of musical performances you should check out in the Allegheny Ballroom over in the West End. If you cross the Sky Bridge and go up a floor on the escalators, that's the big ballroom on the left. One example that we have Friday night in the Allegheny Ballroom at 4 p.m. is Chester the Giroux. If you have not heard of Chester, Chester is the driving force behind the Furry Night at the Opera that made the arts rags, and I recommend checking that out. There's just so much more. Please check out Venvy or the screen scrolling outside of ConOps. If you have any questions about events, please let us know in events inside Ops. We will answer any questions you have. And welcome back to Pittsburgh for our 20th year.
Thank you, Scarf.
Wonderful, wonderful stuff, Scarf. Wow, there's like so much to do this weekend. Like, I remembered absolutely none of it because my head's empty and there's no thoughts in there. But, you know, that's also something that happens when you're having too much fun. And sometimes when you're having too much fun, that also means that you kind of forget that you're also trying to stay safe as possible, especially not only in the Pittsburgh heat, but if you decide that you want to be, you know, a fantasy animal, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Actually, I'm a real dragon. Don't tell my mom that. So, to talk about some safety, Phelan, who do we have on our team this year that's going to be helping keep everybody in Pittsburgh, not just our attendees, but, you know, everyone that wants to enjoy Anthrocon as safe as possible?
Well, Ronnie, we have a very large safety team here, but the lead of that safety team is going to be Isu. Isu, come on stage.
Damn, with that hair, I can see why they call you Isu.
He's very easy to spot.
I'm definitely the blue blur. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. There are so many of you out there. Safety has 2 different locations. We have room 308, which is right down the hall before the Sky Bridge, and then also in the West End on the 3rd floor serves as a help desk. We have 2 different functions. Safety. If you ever feel unsafe or anything like that, don't be afraid to come to 308 and talk to us. Also, if you see something, say something. Definitely our goal here is to keep everybody safe. Also, first aid. If you are ever feeling unwell, stop by 308, we can take care of you. That being said, we are not able to give out medication, but we can let you know where you can find a CVS or a local pharmacy. Sun and heat. As you all are aware, it's really hot. It's really, really hot outside. Please hydrate. If you think you're drinking enough water, please drink more. If you start to feel unwell, again, come to 308, seek shade, seek a headless lounge, just come indoors. At our block party, we will have EMS and Sheriff's Office and our staff walking around. Look for a red vest similar to what we're wearing if you need any help. Also, something that we have, and this is for the fursuiters out there, I am holding a little orange fursuit tag on here. What this is you can swing by 308, fill it out. It's got important information, including if you were to ever go down and EMS needs to come see you, where your zipper's located so they don't have to cut you out of that expensive suit.
Because they will.
They don't care about the suit, they care about saving your life. So, it's also got allergies, any important emergency contact information you would want to put in there. So, Again, 308 if you want to fill one of those out. Our headless lounges, we have 5. So we have the main one that's 302 through 305. We have one in the dealer's den. We have one in the east lobby. We have the Westin 3rd floor. And then during the block party, we have the courtyard. Here's the fun part. Code of conduct. Ultimately, don't be that guy. We're all friends here. We are a giant family. I want to see everybody just treat each other like a giant family. Be respectful. The convention space is PG, so just keep that in mind when you are with what you're wearing on the convention space. Treat our venue staff kindly, both for the convention center and the Westin. They don't have to have us. We love them. They take care of us. And then obviously, don't harass. Like I said, all family. Stickers. Please do not put stickers on anything other than the sticker boards that we have in the convention center. Those get expensive.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so, like Phelan said, no smoking, no drones. And then here's the big one. Inside this building, no alcohol whatsoever.
Is that why Uncle Kage's not here?
Possibly. There is a severe wine shortage in this building. So, our nightly dances, we do have a bag policy. For clear bags, it's 12 by 12 by 9, and for non-transparent bags, it's 6 by 8. If you do not have a bag that fits that, our con store has one that you can use. If you can't get one of those, there are pop-up lockers on the 4th floor. That being said, with no alcohol, our bottle policy that we have, bottles are allowed. However, the container, if it isn't clear, it needs to be empty when it's coming into the dances. There's going to be water stations over here that you can fill them. Sealed bottles are preferred, and obviously clear liquids. Fursuiters, limited hearing and limited vision. If you want a picture and they have a handler, try to ask the handlers first. And remember, consent is key when approaching a fursuiter. Always ask before hugging, touching, picking up. You can definitely hurt somebody if they're not expecting to get picked up. And then lastly, we have a word from accessibility. Similar to our fursuiters, if we have anybody who has any mobility devices, a wheelchair, a cane, or anything like that, always ask before offering assistance or touching. And then also there are accessibility stickers out there. Can those be found, where can those be found besides Reg?
Accessibility stickers are found in Reg when you get your badge. If we need to, I think we could probably bring some up to Ops.
Perfect. So if you see those stickers along with fursuiters, please give them priority for the elevators. Suitors are gonna be very, very spicy this weekend. And then lastly, just have fun, be safe. You got here in one piece, we're gonna keep you in one piece, and we want you to make it home in one piece. So, thank you.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you, Icy. Man, looking at that hairstyle just makes me think of a frozen slushie, and I really want one right now.
That's how I pick him out of a crowd.
Listen, I mean, we can go grab some frozen slushies afterwards. I mean, like we said, we gotta stay cool and hydrated.
That sounds really good, actually. I was
Yeah.
outside a lot today.
Well, speaking of spending money, and I know plenty of people here are ready to spend money in places like the dealer's room and whatnot, Anthrocon and the furry fandom also has a history of charity and spending money, in fact, way too much money in my opinion, but that's a good thing, on charitable donations and acts. And as with tradition, this year we've partnered with a new charity who we would love to introduce on stage to give us a little bit about them. And we have a lovely team behind that charity effort. And who leads that team again, Phelan?
Well, on our side, that would be Stormy. Stormy, come out on stage.
Stormy, who do we have with our charity friends?
Oh, and we have Anthrocon.
How are we doing, everyone, tonight? My name is Stormy, and I'm the charity lead. We are going to have J&J Farms Animal Sanctuary here this year. We have the pleasure of inviting them to be the new charity. Also, we're going to have a ton of events that are going to be going off this weekend. We are going to have the Bucket Brigade, we're going to have our raffle, our charity auction, and J&J decided to bring a few more guests with us this weekend. So we're going to have chickens, ducks, turkeys. Also, we're going to have a horse here this weekend, and we're going to be able to feed Ronnie, the horse. And we will be, so I'd like to introduce you and turn it over to our charity. We have Jesse and Jessica from J&J. They'll be happy to tell you more about their charity.
This whole experience is absolutely surreal. We keep pinching ourselves that we're here, and thank you guys so much for inviting us to be a part of your amazing convention. I know it's just day one, and it's already been amazing. It's been wonderful. Everyone we've met has been so kind. To introduce you guys, I am Jess. I'm one of the J's in J&J Farms, and together we are Jess and Jesse, hence the J&J. It's really easy to remember for the weekend. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a history of who we are and what we do. So our mission is to take in injured, abandoned, abused, and unwanted farm animals. So we never set out to be a charity. We never set out to be a nonprofit. It just sort of happened. So we bought our property in 2014, and it was this beautiful farm, and we were so excited. And all we wanted to do was take in a couple animals to rescue. And we started with 5 chickens and 4 ducks, and they were rejects from the local feed store, and that's really what started our journey. You know, it eventually blossomed, and word got out that we would take the ones nobody else would. You know, we had blind chickens and ducks in wheelchairs and geese missing wings and horses we saved from slaughter, and it was just this amazing menagerie that we had at our farm. And then COVID hit, you know, and a bag of chicken feed went from $7.99 to $20 a bag. And the horses that we rescued, you'll meet tomorrow, you'll meet Ronnie. They're 2,200 pounds, so they're big giant draft horses that the Amish use, and they're disposable whenever they're no longer useful. And so these guys are eating 50 pounds of food a day, and we were doing this ourselves, working full time, spending every morning doing chores, every evening doing chores, and trying to keep up. And then we realized that this just wasn't sustainable, especially not with the feed costs where they were. And during COVID, everybody wanted to get pet chickens because they thought that they were going to get breakfast out of their pets every day, not realizing that when you take in a chicken, they're just as much work as a dog or a cat. And so I was watching other nonprofits online, because we're always watching other sanctuaries and stuff, because we love the work they do. And they always share tips and tricks and things, because they take some of the hard cases like we were taking. And so I turned to Jesse and I said, you know what? We can do this. We can do this. These other nonprofits, they're getting help. They're getting, volunteer help. They're getting financial donations, and that's how they're staying afloat. So I cheated a little. I bought the Nonprofit for Dummies book, and I read my way through it. And it took about 6 months to get all the information and all the hoops that we jumped through. And we eventually became a nonprofit officially in September of 2021. So we've been doing rescue. Thank you guys. We've been doing rescue since 2015. We've just been a nonprofit since 2025. So we're a baby nonprofit, and to be chosen for something this wonderful is we're still pinching ourselves. This is a dream come true. And one of the things we're really going to be raising money for, in addition to our daily costs, is to build a barn. I want to share a story, and I'm going to try not to do that. The inspiration for all of this was my mom. My mom was one of the most caring, amazing people I've ever met in my whole life, and growing up, she always told me, be kind to every living thing. And so she was my biggest cheerleader when I decided to go down this animal sanctuary route. And I got word, I got a phone call from Stormy on a Sunday evening saying, hey, guess what? Out of all of the charities, yours was chosen. And I was so happy. I was so happy. And I got on the phone and I called my mom, who was in the hospital. And she was so excited for us. I mean, she was in tears, I was in tears, and little did I know that was going to be the very last conversation I ever had with my mom. She passed away the next day unexpectedly, knowing that we had this going, and she was so happy for us. And 4 days after she passed, we closed on a farm because we wanted to be able to expand the sanctuary. It's many, many moons ago. It was an old sheep farm. It needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of care. And more than anything in this world, I want to be able to build a barn on that property in her name so we can rescue more animals, because that was her dream. Her favorite smell in the whole world was horse barn and manure. Every year for Mother's Day, we would joke we would get her a big pile of crap that she could put on her flower beds. And that's what we would love to do. With your help, we would love to be able to build a barn for her, to recognize her and to be able to continue her dream of helping more animals. So to be able to give that to her and for you guys to help us get to that goal is absolutely surreal. And I thank you in advance for everybody coming and stopping by our booth. We've got all sorts of fun activities at our booth. We've got photo ops with the animals. We have the ability, you can feed, like we said, Ronnie the draft horse, not Ronnie here. Maybe if you ask nicely. But Ronnie the draft horse will be here. He's got a surprise costume that you guys can see him in tomorrow. We have several of our other animal ambassadors that are going to be walking around with the Bucket Brigade. Several of you have already met Hank, who is part of our standee. Hank is a handicapped duck. He didn't get the right nutrition when he was little, so he's unable to walk. So he's become one of our permanent residents, and he's a wonderful animal ambassador. So we've got all sorts of stuff for sale. We've got plushies, we've got t-shirts. I handmade a custom shirt that says Anthrocon. It's got some of our characters on it. Come stop by our booth, see all the awesome things that we've got. And then a few of our volunteers spent some time making a wonderful video that I'd love to show you guys so you can see a little bit about our farm. We brought some of our animals to you, but I'd love you to see, a little bit about where they call home.
Animal Sanctuary was officially founded as a nonprofit in 2021. So we had bought the farm in 2014. We started doing rescue in 2015. We started with 5 chickens and 4 ducks, and it just blossomed into this amazing thing from there. We are providing a safe haven for those that need some place to stay. We take in injured, abandoned, abused, and unwanted farm animals and offer them the chance to live their best lives. So as a general number, we're somewhere between 185 and 200 animals here at the sanctuary.
We have everything from chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys, 3 dogs that came out of a kill shelter in Houston, 18 cats that live in the house, 12 that come and go from the barn. We have over 50 hives of bees, and everyone just kind of lives out their life on their terms. We are constantly trying to figure out what to do next to ensure that we can accommodate everybody, because that number isn't going to be stopping anytime soon.
I was looking to volunteer at one of the horse rescues around here, but none of them were really close, and then I saw J&J on Facebook, and me and my partner showed up, and yeah, she signed me up to come volunteer, and I came the very next Monday. That was Saturday, and I've been coming every Monday since. It is for the animals. I was thinking about him over the week long, because I had a really bad week, and it's like, oh, I can't wait to go and spend some time with Flamingo, just to see him, just to hold him.
I had never been around horses in my life, and when I started coming very regularly, I started to notice a bond forming with the horses. They'd come in and watch me do chores, and I fell in love with grooming them, and it is such a pleasure for me to give them such a caring moment.
One of the best things about being a volunteer at the sanctuary is that I get to learn things every day. I also met my best friend here. His name is Hank. He happens to be a duck. He and I bonded from the time he was maybe 8 weeks old. He's now 3, and we are inseparable. They just have this incredible bond.
Other than, the chores and hanging out with the horses, there's community events that are a lot of fun to go to.
We try to do at least 2 events a month, but we're really trying to branch out into the communities, and I'm trying to get the farm closer to Pittsburgh and branched out that way. So we try to do 2 a month.
And it's just wonderful getting it out in the community, what we do, and it shows how much we love to do it.
One of the reasons I come here is because of Jess and Jesse, and they've become family over the past year and a half.
I like to say that Jess and Jesse don't just rescue animals, they also rescue people.
I feel that when you come to the farm, it brings out things in you that you didn't know.
I started opening up, starting with the horses. And then everybody I've met at the farm, they brought out happiness in me that I haven't had in a long time. And I'm so very thankful for each and every volunteer I've met at the farm, and Jess and Jesse.
One of our big missions is we recently acquired another property so we could expand and help more animals, and the property needs a lot of love and a lot of work before we can move animals to it, and so we're doing everything we can to fundraise in order to build a barn there to accommodate these creatures that we'd like to have at the sanctuary.
There's no grants, there's no federal help or whatever. It is solely the kindness of people.
I think the best way to support the farm would be to just come out and get involved.
So by being here, by supporting, by purchasing stuff, those are all ways to support the sanctuary.
I want to thank everybody for coming to Anthrocon, and we are so excited to be a part of it.
Come see us. Come see our ambassadors. Come see the merchandise that we're going to have. Come visit Ronnie and Hank.
Hank and I will be walking around the convention center. We look forward to meeting you, saying hi, getting hugs, and we just are ready to have a great time at Anthrocon.
Once again, thank you for having J&J here. I'm glad to have everyone here for this year, and please come check us out in the dealer's room this year and see all the animal ambassadors. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, J&J Animal Farms and our friend Anthrocon as well. We'll see you real soon. I'm throwing things at you, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
That's okay. It's not like throwing Ronnie the horse an apple to eat. It's okay. One of us Ronnie's got to eat. I don't got to eat. Isn't that right?
That joke is not going to get old. Yes, that is right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I guess that's what you guys put me to work for. Well, we don't have too much more to go over. I mean, I know everyone here is raring to go with the convention and everything it has to offer, but we do also have a couple of other cool things that might benefit folks here, whether you're looking for deals or discounts, or you're looking for the different experiences that are around Pittsburgh, which have partnered with Anthrocon, and just, you know, different kind of media or public outreach relationship type of things. So we have someone on our team that is pretty well versed in that, don't we, Phelan?
Yes, we do. We have our media director, KP. KP, are you backstage?
KP, where are you at, buddy? There you are.
So I'm not going to try to yammer on too long because y'all are getting tired of hearing me talk anyway. We do want to thank all of our media partners. I don't know if all of you have seen the press coverage that we've been getting. I want to thank all the people that went out to KDKA this morning to be part of Pittsburgh Today Live. Anybody see that? It's going to be on the CBS website and the KDKA website, so for anybody that's interested in seeing that, it was really good. We want to thank KDKA, WPXI, WTAE, the Pittsburgh Tribune, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, and as of tomorrow morning, a media partner that will be visiting us tomorrow morning, National Public Radio. They will be sending a field reporter out here, potentially doing a national story on Anthrocon and the impact of the furry community. So that's all on you. So we definitely want to thank all of you. One of the things that's really kind of touching from KDKA, after that session happened this morning, one of the people in the newsroom was actually talking with several people and said, you know what? If anything ever happened and Anthrocon stopped coming to Pittsburgh, financially, it would be terrible. Culturally, Pittsburgh would never be the same. That's not the people on this stage, my friends. That's everyone in the audience. That's you guys. If you managed to see the report, Visit Pittsburgh has announced that Anthrocon is now responsible for over $169 million being deposited into the Pittsburgh economy over the last 20 years. That's all of you guys, and it's also a partnership with our business partners. It's an ever-growing list. I can't go down the full list because there's just too darn many of them. But we do want to mention a couple of special things. How many of you are aware that the Harris Theater, a historic theater down on Liberty Avenue, is screening furry-friendly films this weekend? Starting Friday and Saturday with Walt Disney's Robin Hood. Also on Sunday, they're going to be doing a film called Robot Dreams, which is an anthropomorphic character film from Europe. We want to thank the Westin for being a long-term partner. They're the hotel that has been with us for all 20 years that we've been in Pittsburgh. We also want to thank at least one restaurant, Pizza Parma. Go and get some of that swag, but we found out you cannot get the Ronnie stained glass thing. Only this dragon is allowed to pick it up. We want to thank Subway Market Square and Sushi Kim 2 and all of the other restaurants and businesses that are furry friendly. We do have one other additional announcement for those who are interested. How many of you know what the August Wilson African American Cultural Center is? It's a building catty corner to us, right across from Condado's. They have alerted me, anybody that wants to go over there and check out the artwork on the ground level, you can get in for free tomorrow. And there's some really cool stuff in there. We got to see it, and they took some fursuit pictures in there. It was really awesome. The Show Your Badge program is in effect. A lot of businesses, if you show your Anthrocon badge, you can get a discount. There's a full list of those running, I believe, on our website. There's a link to that.
Yeah, and it's hosted through Visit Pittsburgh as well, so it's not just restaurants, but any partnered business or establishment that is part of the Show Your Badge program will give you either a special discount or a special treat as part of, well, you showing your badge. We have more info on our website, as KP's mentioned.
So, like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff to do. Please feel free to explore safely in and around the downtown area, but be safe. We know that the weather is a little bit of a concern. If your body is telling you something, listen to it. Please stay hydrated, stay cool. We want you around next year as well. One other thing we want to mention, how many of you took a look up at the corner of Penn Avenue and 10th Street and saw those little street signs that say Anthrocon Avenue and Furry Way? We want to thank Visit Pittsburgh for installing those, especially for us. They actually made bigger ones this year because people said, I can't read them. They're too small up there. So they made some ones that are double the size. So we want to thank Visit Pittsburgh for everything from them. We do want to encourage you to stick around after opening ceremonies for our 20th year Anthrocon retrospective. We have some pretty cool special guests that are coming in just for that. You might find it pretty entertaining. And as someone mentioned earlier, and it's been said through the media, once a year, walking, talking animals show you that the magic is still alive in, in this world, but it starts at the corner of Penn Avenue and 10th Street right here in Pittsburgh. Thanks, guys. Everybody, please have a fun and safe weekend.
Thank you so much, KP. Wow, there's so much happening, there's so much love, there's so much partnership, there's magic in the air every first weekend of July. The magic that we bring to the city of Pittsburgh is like no other. We've heard from so many of our friends, and we're sure that all of you out there want to experience that magic for yourselves. So I think we're probably around, time to wrap up this opening ceremony, right, Valen?
Yeah, I think we are. A couple last-minute reminders. Every con-goer knows the 6-2-1 rule. Please, 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower. The first 2 are for you, the last is for everybody else.
And everyone will thank you for it, especially our safety team.
Yes, we will. In addition to 6-2-1, if you are outside this weekend, again, it is very hot, especially if you are in fursuit, remember to hydrate a quart an hour if you can. We want to make sure that you stay hydrated and do not become a patient for our safety team.
And on top of that, you've already heard it before, but it's worth repeating. Please respect the venues, not just the convention center, not just the hotels that we're partnering with, but the entire city. We've been here in Pittsburgh for 20 years, and I'm sure that they, along with plenty of people in this room, want to be here for another 20. So let's give them all the reason to be good guests and be invited back for as long as we bother to run this, which honestly, I don't know how much longer that is.
As long as we can.
As long as we can. We also want to make sure that we extend some thank yous as well, because there's a lot of people to thank, but the most important person we haven't thanked is all of you. Every single one of you out there is why we do it, and we hope you walk away from this weekend thinking that you had the best weekend of your lives. We also want to make sure we thank our special super and ultra sponsors too this year, because let's be honest, without their donations, we can't do a lot of cool stuff. And as I accidentally threw more things at you, Phelan. Oh, thank you.
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, but as a cool small token, we also gave them a little bit of a pin that makes them part of the snack pack. Why are we calling our supers and ultras snacks?
Good question.
Huh. Well, it apparently stands for the Society of Anthrocon Critters, Cryptids, and Curses. I thought we were just going to eat them.
I mean, that's some 18 plus payments.
Listen, our attendance cap was looking pretty high, so, you got to lower the number somehow. Though the curses have been left off your buttons for your own protection, please enjoy immunity from all manner of hexes for the weekend. We appreciate you. P.S. Ronnie, don't read this part. This is just for you. Please pay my bills. Thank you. That was from Sue. Thanks, Sue. All right, well, other than that, you've already heard from all of us. You've heard all the things that you can expect this weekend. You can find all the information online or on the back of your badge. And, well, I think there's only one thing left to do for this opening ceremony, Phelan.
Declare Anthrocon 2026 now open.
Go around for our 20th anniversary partner retrospective happening momentarily on this stage. Come and listen to our awesome friends talk about what Pittsburgh means to them for the past 20 years and so much more. Other than that, we'll see you outside.